The irony is the more I pull back and the less control I exert and the more control I give to other people, what's happening is actually I'm working less. I don't want to necessarily promote that too loud. I'm not saying on Hawaii, everybody at home, or working from Hawaii and letting everybody else work. But the more I pull back, what's happening is I'm actually technically doing less and more is happening because people feel such a greater sense of control in the business for their own destiny. And they're headed where they want to head, which elevates all of us. Well, you've heard this concept of pivoting, which in my estimation is another word for having spent a lot of investor money and failed pretty bad. Again, you want to fail, but I think you want to fail faster and low cost. So we don't pivot here at AlphaBird. We make small bets on new initiatives. We go, you know what? Let's test this initiative and let's see if we can get sales at it as quickly as humanly possible, then invest. And if we don't see that return on the investment quickly, then we kill it. So it's not really, you never want to get to a point where you spend $5 million and you have to pivot. What you want to do is, I think, constantly innovating at a low cost to broaden your offering. And then, like anything else, if it's working, you apply more resources at it. It's like a growing organism. And if it's not, that part of the organism's limb is cut off, but only temporarily until the next piece of the organism that you're feeding and adding value and energy to appears. We've called it on-the-job paid internships, but it's really not the right word. It's really kind of next generation technology staffing. And what I mean by that is that when we started this company, we didn't raise a lot of capital. We hadn't gone down Sand Hill Road and had $5 million and we could sit in a basement and write code and try to build the next Facebook. You know, not that anything is wrong with that, but we had to grow the company with what we had, and we had to bring people in who would work for less. And in a lot of cases, we had people from other industries who might have been recently laid off or recently got out of school, etc. And they were just hungry and ambitious, and they wanted to work at an online advertising company. So, for example, we had someone who's doing really well now who works in our PR events business that came from the real estate industry. And she had basically little to no knowledge of the online advertising business, and now not only she added a lot of value to this company, but her personal career trajectory has changed. So I think it's very exciting when you can, and that's, I think, another potentially innovative technique is a little counterintuitive, is bringing people in from other industries that literally may not know anything about your industry. And again, we didn't read some textbook about that would be a good idea. It just, we were forced to do that when we started the company. And now I'm actually trying to institutionalize that practice, because I think what happens is if you don't do that, then everybody looks the same. Everybody is cookie cutter. And I think you see a lot, I hate to say that, I think you start to see a lot of that when you look at Google and Facebook. Again, not that they're not great companies, but there's a sense it's like, okay, well, it's all like Stanford Business School, and everybody kind of like is the same GPA and the same GMAT and et cetera. Again, nothing wrong with that, but I think to really break the boundaries of innovation, you bring in people like that, but you marry them with maybe 1 in 4 hires as somebody who's completely out of the industry, because what that's done, I've seen it happen, is it creates a tremendous amount of outside the box thinking.